Hi everyone, Bad Wolf here. I'm back with another Doctor Who theory, albeit something of a weird quick one this time. The biological abilities of a Time Lord are arguably one of the most significant things about Doctor Who. The big one, regeneration, is integral to the show, and others like having two hearts are pretty well established and frequently get brought up in the series. Then there are some lesser known Time Lord tricks, such as their respiratory bypass and their resistance to radiation. And that brings us to the subject of this video. I'm going to cover what might be the most obscure Time Lord ability. I know it may seem ridiculous at first, but one of these lesser known traits is, apparently, that Time Lords have the ability to fly.
What?
Yes, I know how absurd that sounds, but there's plenty of textual evidence to support this. Let's dive in. So, the first thing that suggests that Time Lords can fly comes from 1971's Terror of the Autons, from Jon Pertwee's time as the Third Doctor. In the first episode of this serial, we see this unnamed Time Lord materialize and hover in midair. The Doctor doesn't comment or even really seem to react at all to this occurrence, which suggests it's not that out of the ordinary. The second instance comes from the Armageddon Factor, the final story of season 16 in early 1979, with Tom Baker as the Doctor. In this story, Drax suggests to the Doctor that he fly as part of his escape plan.
Right, I've got it. Now listen. One of us creates a diversion and you fly over there and shut the door.
Which the Doctor does not do, but why would he suggest something like that if it wasn't possible? Our third bit of evidence comes from not much later in the series, season 17's City of Death. Romana suggests to the Doctor that they fly down from the top of the Eiffel Tower, with the Doctor again declining to do so, saying they should take the lift instead.
Shall we take the lift or fly?
Let's not be ostentatious.
All right, let's fly then.
That would look silly. We'll take the lift. Come on.
With all of this evidence to suggest that Time Lords can fly, and considering the numerous times it could have come in handy across the series, why don't we see it more often? There are two theories that I put forward regarding this. One, that Time Lord flight requires a concentration of psychic energy, and two, the Doctor, like regenerating and piloting the TARDIS, is particularly bad at it. Consider the following. There are actually 2 times in the series that we see the Doctor levitate. The first is in the 5th Doctor's debut story, Castrovalva, and the second is in the Series 3 finale, Last of the Time Lords. However, in both of these instances, the Doctor is given a bit of a helping hand. In Castrovalva, the viewers are led to believe that it's the properties of the Zero Room that enable the Doctor to levitate. This could be because of its shielding from the rest of the universe. The lack of interference allows the Doctor to concentrate all of his psychic potential. It's worth noting, however, that while the Doctor says it comes naturally whilst in the Zero Room, he's the only one that actually manages to do so. His companions Nyssa and Tegan, neither of whom are Time Lords, don't manage to accomplish it. Maybe the Doctor doesn't realize that this ability is unique to Time Lords, perhaps. The second instance, at the climax of Last of the Time Lords, comes when the Doctor is wielding the psychic energy of the entire human race. No doubt, with that much psychic power behind him, flying should have been a breeze for the Doctor. One more nugget of information that I feel is worthy of mentioning comes from an extremely obscure piece of Doctor Who media, the 1971 TV Comic Annual. I mentioned TV Comic before in my Season 6B video, and I guess it's back again for another honorable mention. An untitled Doctor Who strip in this annual, later given the unofficial title Levitation by fans, depicts the Third Doctor practicing hovering techniques from a book titled Levitation Universal Edition that he picked up from quote-unquote a strange man on Mars. He then uses this new trick of his to help the Brigadier capture a spy. While I feel it's an important footnote to mention while I'm on this subject, these old comic strips are full of weird oddities that nobody really considers canon today. That about covers it. It will definitely be interesting if the series ever bothers to really pick up on this obscure bit of lore that's been hidden in plain sight for all these years. It does make one wonder, though, how come Time Lords with a habit of using psychic abilities such as the Master don't ever fly on screen? A bit of a mystery. In any case, I hope you enjoyed this short little digression into an obscure Doctor Who topic. Are there any instances of Time Lord flight that I failed to mention? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, have a great day.